Hi guys, welcome back to Honest Straightforward Reviews. Today I am super excited to bring to you guys a review of the Apple Vision Pro. This is going to be a bit different than everyone else out there because I am self-funded, so I went out and purchased this and I don't have any affiliation or interests in Apple. So let's get this review started. I'll first of all let you guys know, if you want to look at the proper unboxing and what my thoughts are, it's in the channel. I'll try and link it here. If I've forgotten, please do comment and let me know. First of all, I'll look at the design and I'll talk about the features and things like that, and towards the end I'll talk about what's lacking and what's missed and also how to improve this. So looking at the design, it's Apple, it's absolutely fantastic. It's very comfortable as well at the same time. Comes with two of these bands and they're so intuitive to take off. You can just pull this and that's it. And the other one, you can put it on like that. The other band that we get with this is it'll go around the back like a skinny thing and you pull it and it goes a strap on top, and that's my favorite band. This one looks great, it feels great, you can tighten it and things like that, but it's not the same thing. The other one is a lot more comfortable, and once these go on, they stay on. That I hadn't put it on properly, so if you look at that, that's a lot of force I am putting on here, you know, and it's not falling or anything, but as soon as you pull on this, it just comes off. So that is fantastic. So design. So first of all, how to put that on. Now another thing that goes on here is when you put it on, you just pull on this, and if you see that's just stopping it from stretching as much. So if we go like that, that stretches a bit, and if we go even more, it stretches even more, as you can see. But if we tighten it, it doesn't stretch. So that's how it goes, wraps around the back of your head to keep it tight. Now everything is magnetized, so you've got this little shade here, then you've got this little cushioning here as well. Now all of this is magnetized, they go on perfectly without an issue. There you go. So not hard at all in that sense. All right, the cushion, there's two sizes. So this is the narrow one, and there's the other one that is a bit wider and it's stronger. You got to go to an Apple store. This is the only thing about the review. So you have to go to an Apple store to try them on and get a proper sense of it. You can't do it or on the phone. So I did the whole scanning, because they do the whole scanning at Apple as well. I did the whole scanning of the face to see what size of this would fit, and the size it came with was 33W. So this is 36W, so we had to go through it, and even this is the widest one and I'm still not comfortable. It's a bit too squishy on the sides for me. Basically what I'm saying is my forehead somehow stays like this, so it doesn't actually rest up right against my forehead. It rests on my temples, which can be a bit uncomfortable. This might be a me thing, this might not affect you, I don't know. Now in regards to the speakers, these are the speakers. They're designed, they're very, very powerful. You can hear them if you turn them right up and hold them away from your head. You can hear them very easily, but if you turn them right down, nobody else can hear them. That's fantastic. So the design there is absolutely great. In regards to this little piece of cloth here, you know, looks a bit cheap and out of place. And that's where most of my issues are with this. So the cloth is a bit of a hit and a miss for me. It bleeds light through here. This was the best fit I could find. I worked with the Apple guy and he was very patient with me for about a good 15 minutes to try and get the right fit, but still couldn't find it, still getting bleeding through this. I tried to do things like squish the cloth a bit like this before putting it on, or have the cloth right down and put it on. Didn't help, still bleeds. It doesn't affect the functionality of it, it doesn't affect the clarity of it either, but it does bleed. Like if you're watching, you know how they have that immersive thing, it does bleed through that a tiny bit, so it is noticeable. Although with anything, if you're concentrating out here, you can ignore it down here. So these are the lenses. They get, as you can see, I've got a pristine room. It hardly gets any dirt in here, but as you can see, there's already dust on here and a bit of dust on the lens as well. So maybe take this off and show you guys a bit better. Take all these parts off as well. So if you look at that now, I think you can see some dust particles here and everything here on the lens as well, a tiny bit. If you can see on the left lens especially, even on the right lens there's quite a bit of dust. I don't know if in the reflection of the light you can see much. Now other than that, you also have the front, which is a screen. So if you look through the camera, you can see the screen goes around like that, and there's the black spots here. Now this thing has a lot of cameras. This is a cooler, so that's where the vent comes on. This is the on and off button. This is the crown, so you can call your menus with it and things like that. If you've played around with an Apple Watch, it's a bit like that. Okay, so looking at the cameras, so you've got a camera over here, you've got two cameras here, LiDAR sensors here, two cameras here again, and another camera over there. Now I believe you got two cameras down here as well. So these are for your hand gestures when you're putting your hand right down here. So if you have your hand behind your head, it's not going to work. So it doesn't have cameras at the back of your head. I believe these are speakers, so two speakers down here as well, and they're the same design as an iPhone. So design wise, you can see that they have like spared no expense at this. They have really done a lot of expensive things, a lot of magnets and things like that, and they've worked really hard with it. Now let's go with some of the issues. So when you're working with what you're working, it works marvelously. You know, you can connect your Mac. It is a bit of a hit and a miss for me when I'm connecting my Mac screen. I have to play around quite a bit with it to connect my Mac screen. You can't really see your iPhone when you have this thing on. I don't think you're meant to, but it would have been nice if you could see your iPhone. I think the front screen, I'd rather save $1,000 and not have a curved front screen in the back. In the front of it. Okay, so that's me. I would have given that a miss. Two 8K displays, they're tiny though. I don't think they'll cost a lot. If they cost let's say those screens, they cost $4,500, then how much would a 80-inch OLED 4K TV cost? You know, they'll cost 100K. That just doesn't make any sense. I do understand they're smaller and things like that, but they should cost less. So the magnets, yep, fantastic. These are fantastic. The price, talking about the price, it starts at $6,000, you know, and it's only got a M2 chip. It's not even got an M3 chip. It's got an M2 chip. It doesn't have an M1 Max or anything like that. So the M2 chip is it's not strong enough. I feel like it. I did find at times my apps were lacking. They were lagging behind a little bit. They were a bit jittery. I have updated it to the latest Vision OS 2 as well. Tried it out. Lack of features. That's the main problem I am having with this. Once you get over the immersiveness, once you get over the wow, it's an Apple product, rah rah rah. Once you get over once you start using this with your Mac to do work, it's okay. It's not that great. I am impressed by how accurate everything is, but it's not as accurate as just looking at a screen and working on a screen and just doing everything on a screen. And also the colors on a screen, I find it a bit better. If you've got a really good monitor that you work on, or even a MacBook Pro display that you're working through, that is miles ahead of this thing. I like you can't color correct on this. It is nice to have a big screen. It is a bit gimmicky. That is my problem. For $6,000, it is quite gimmicky. I would have liked Apple to have a cheaper version of this. It does feel premium. Everything is silicon, cloth, and magnetized screens in the front. A lot of cameras. I don't know. Personally, just as a hobby, if you've got a lot of money and you've got a lot of money to spare, I would spend on it. You know, go get it just to experience it. But within like I think of a good week of using it, I wasn't finding any use for it. It was just sitting there. Yes, you've got these little apps to immerse yourself in there, but after you've used them, paid for them, and that's another thing. Every little app you have to pay for. Every app that is made for this thing, you have to pay for it. So there's nothing like the games are. Games I really didn't enjoy it. I'm a real big gamer, but I game on PC. So gaming on this is just ridiculous. It's not there yet. It'll take a while because this is a first generation. I can see what Apple's doing, but I have to again question whether Apple under Tim Cook is trying to charge the customer as much as he can for something that has the Apple branding on it, or he's doing what Steve Jobs tried to do, try and get the product in a customer's hand. And the evidence for that is if you look at the iPhone, I think 5 was the last one that Steve Jobs was around. That was under $1,000. Okay, now you have iPhones at $3,000. Inflation, rah. We didn't have inflation of over $2,000. You know, that just doesn't make sense. That doesn't compute. Yes, bigger screens, but bigger screens, so what? That's old technology. They're putting OLED. Apple was so late with OLED and their Pro motion display. Everyone had it for like 6-7 years before Apple had it. So that argument's out of the window. So this does feel like a bit of a, you know, just a grab at people's money. It's an Apple product. I'm sure a lot of people would buy it and just keep it there for 10 years and then try and sell it on eBay. Good luck to them. Me personally, I'd stay away from it. As a reviewer, I use a lot of things. The processor, one, is too low. Second, I get motion sickness, headaches through using this. Third, it shows you your environment, but you can't do anything. It's just there as a reference. So the environment that you get to look at, it's quite blurry. The apps and everything else is fine. They're crisp. The menus are fine. Everything is crisp, but the background is a bit blurry. And that's a bit concerning for me because it just, I think that's why I'm getting motion sickness, but I don't know. So the front screen is a bit useless, especially if it's charging. I wish there was an option where we didn't pay that much. Look, at $2,000, I would have been able to, yeah, you know, if you really want it, go for it. But at $6,000, I'd give it a miss personally, especially for what it does. It's very niche and it just does a few gimmicky things and that's about it. Maybe in the future they'll find some stuff to do with this, but I don't think there's anything that you can do with these glasses yet. There might be a future thing. Maybe in 20 years time or 10 years time everyone will be using these, but right now I can't see spending $6,000 on this. This does just finish wise, everything looks fantastic, can't fault it at all, but just usability, there's not much there. Alright guys, that's basically it. I think I've waffled on enough about this. Thank you for watching it. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you appreciate my unbiased work and me funding everything myself, please do drop in a like. Please do subscribe. Subscription is the best way to support me. And that's basically it guys. Thank you for watching it to the end. Take good care. Bye bye.